Hello friends, I'm Amanda Barr.
And I'm Rebecca Lou Brennan, and welcome to Dance Principles United, the podcast.
Together, we are passionate about helping studio owners with the business of running their studio.
Join us as we talk everything from marketing, systems, studio culture, motherhood, life, and everything in between.
This is the Dance Principles United podcast. Hey Beck, random question for you.
Oh.
Most memorable routine you've ever created at Pause?
Most memorable routine is Stephen Tanos's instrument dance.
Oh.
Or do you
Tell
mean me myself?
No.
Okay,
Pause
I'll do
routine.
both.
Yeah.
So Stephen Tanos created this instrument dance.
Yeah.
And the kids were legit dressed like instruments. Like I'm talking foam. Pete Evans was a foam double bass and he had, I'm not kidding, and we still talk about it every day to this day. Like he was foam. Like the whole thing was insane. The kids were pianos. So each head of their costume was a piano key and they like did this, which made the piano work. It was insane.
It could only be a Stephen Tanos piece.
Right. There was a conductor. I've talked about this on the podcast before because it won nothing, not one single thing. And I complained to Jade Barnes.
Yeah.
When it was a senior jazz section, and we used to win all of that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I can't believe this piece isn't winning. It is such a special piece. I don't understand it. And she goes, Beck, no one is talking about the toxic piece that's winning everything right now, but everyone will always talk about this instrument piece. And people still come up to Stephen and I this day and remember that piece.
And how many years ago was it? 10, 15, 20?
At least 18 years ago.
Yeah.
At least.
And no one remembers, the Britney Spears routine. Like, even from last weekend, I can't remember the Britney Spears routine, whatever it was, right?
Right, exactly.
Mm.
My most memorable that I did was a couch dance.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before, people do couch dances all the time now. I get that. But no one did it.
Yes.
And so that was probably the one that I think was most memorable. And I remember Cameron Mitchell getting up, and I was very young then and had just bought my studio and was just, fresh into choreographing. And he stood up and said, the reason that this piece is winning and everyone is because it's different. And everyone else, you're trying to copy somebody instead of being yourself.
And it was the certain style at the time that was in.
Right, which was, real techie, very little costume.
Bikinis,
and everyone doing 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
And I was the total opposite to that. So I did this cool couch dance where they were, which I guess you see all the time now.
Yes, but it was different.
It was never done then. No one had ever done it. And literally the reason I started that routine was because there was only 4 of them, and there was a couch that sat in the waiting area, which was also into our studio.
Yeah.
And I said, do you want to just play with the couch today? And so we picked up the couch and played around with it.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
Crazy. Cool. Well, I love hearing these routines. I feel like we need to find some old snippets of them. But I wanted to start by welcoming you all to the Dance Principles United podcast. We got excited. We haven't said hi yet, but I'm so excited to dive into this because I know it's a topic you are so passionate on, which is talking about creating memorable routines that stand out from the crowd. Smart choreography, smart prop use, smart costuming that really is different.
Well, let's look at Double Dutch Bus.
Yep.
Okay. Now, everyone knows that. Everyone is all about it. No one, well, actually, if you notice in America now, everyone's starting to copy that. So it's very interesting.
Yes.
But she is just so original. She's not doing a techie jazz.
Now, just to be super clear, we're shouting out to Molly Long, aren't we?
100%.
Yeah, incredible. Just so we can give props to where props are due.
And her kids are so technical. Like if you watch them in solos, I mean, I've been following her for a very long time now. I've been obsessed with her from the get-go. But she's now all of a sudden, because of the TikTok situation, very popular. But she's always done what's different.
Yes.
Instead of trying to follow. Because the thing with following people is you're never going to be the best at what you're doing because you're just following and trying to copy someone else. So I always try and be the leader in our industry of doing things differently. And then when people start to copy me, I'm like, cool, I'm totally doing something totally different now.
Absolutely.
Which I'm ready to do, but I'm not telling what I'm doing.
Okay. So you're not going to tell us what you're doing, but you are going to give us some great tips today.
Yes.
On how to embrace that choreography, how to embrace that creativity, smart choices for using props, costumes. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with little people because I got asked in our teacher training because we do staff training with
Yes.
SGC. So one of the studios was like, what are some simple prop ideas that you use? So we have these 6 little boxes. When I
Yes.
say little, they're big enough for 1, 6 or 8 and under to stand on.
Okay. And not high, just like a step up.
Just
kind
a
of
little
thing.
step
Yep.
up. Yep. So we use those in most of our 6s, 5s, because we have a 4 and under troop, a 5 and under troop, and a 6 and under troop. So we use it in most of those troops for them to, one, understand where to go on the stage, because
Okay.
it's very hard for them to understand. Whereas if they
Yes.
have props that they're used to being in, it feels the same for them.
Yes.
And for them to help space out. And to theme it. So this year, for example, for 5s, we're doing a fire engine dance and they're all firefighters. The roof is on fire.
I did it like cute.
Follow the
dance there.
leader. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So we have a fire engine at the back. So all the boxes are pushed together. And then you get a core flute fire engine from Easy Signs. And then we have Velcro on the boxes. And we just put Velcro on the back of the core flute and stick it on.
Perfect.
Yeah. So simple, right?
Cheap, right?
So
A
cheap.
couple $100, like not.
If that.
Yeah.
And then we're doing Toy Story, which is such a great routine.
Yes.
And so they have kind of 2, 2, 3 boxes. Same thing. There's like a little toy teddy bear, and then there's an ABC, and then there's,
yeah.
so they know where to run for that.
Love that so much. That's really clever about the spacing, because one thing I really hate seeing is when kids, they run on and they run past the center spot, right? It happens so often. We all see it at comps because the center spot isn't marked the same. They run past it and then they all end up over onto, stage left or whatever it is, right? God, I watched my daughter in 14s do it the other day, even like by accident. She fixed it, but I watched them do it.
Yep.
And they all do it. So having something for them to like align themselves with when they're little, so clever.
For the fire engine dance, we have 5 fire hats at the front. And that's our 5 leaders at the front. So they know exactly where to run to. Just makes it so simple.
Yeah.
For Toy Story, the ABC is right in the middle, and the Woody and Buzz kids sort of start at that and then run straight forward, so they know where to go. So it makes it's a little trick of the trade.
I love that so much.
Little trick of the trade.
And you've used some amazing props. You're using some amazing ones at the moment.
Oh my
You've
God.
used some amazing and to me, I'm a bit like, fuck, that sounds like a lot of work taking them.
It is a lot of work.
comps. But those little ones, that's not a lot of work. It's not being able to throw like a box in the boot of your car is not hard. Some of your huge ones are definitely a lot
I'll
of
talk
work.
about those soon. I want to talk about the Toy Story theming and the way we theme kids as well, because for Toy Story, we have every single child as a different toy. And I got the costumes from Hamilton's, which she's incredible at theming anyway.
Absolutely.
So
And gives you ideas for routines based on the costumes you see in the catalogs.
crazy. But then we always go the extra mile. So we won the costume award this weekend at EBDSN, but I then got all headpieces that match the costume. So like Forky has forks in her hair, like actual forks, and then like the bunny has like proper bunny ears, and then Woody has like a little, the little mini hats. So like I think with theming you have to go that extra mile. And then so BB did that routine, and she also has done this hip hop.
Yeah.
And so she came up with, the song I'ma be, Amma. So they're dressed as bumblebees, but like cool hip hop bumblebees.
Yeah, okay.
With like black and yellow long sleeve with like yellow hip hop pants.
Cute.
And then a
I can't wait to
headband
see
that
these.
says Stingers.
Cute.
Fucking smart.
So clever. I really think that, setting out at a comp, like you said, someone doesn't go, the routine to I'm a bee. People don't remember that. But they're like, oh, you remember that bee hip hop? Like that's a different like vibe, right? Just talking, because people talking about the theming rather than the song. The songs all kind of like blur into each other, let's be honest, when we're sitting at a comp. I've never watched more routines than I did on the weekend.
Oh,
I sat at Carnival.
isn't it torture?
It's so funny. I was saying to a couple of the parents that I was sitting in the audience with, they're like, oh, you must be so used to this. I'm like, I am not used to this.
No.
I have never
I don't think anyone can ever get used to it.
With 3 girls dancing across different age groups, I spent the whole weekend at Carnival. Great comp. So wonderful. They do a great
love
job.
Ellie. Love Ellie. She's amazing.
Fantastic comp. Really great high-level stuff. It was fantastic. However, sitting in the audience, as a studio owner, as a teacher, I was backstage. I was busy. I was fixing hair. I was doing makeup. I was doing this. As a dance mum, I'm sitting in the audience watching a whole heap of dancers and they just blur.
Oh,
They blur into one. But the ones I do remember are, those kids dressed as the bees or that one with that cool prop.
mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you the song that they did, but I can sit there and name some cool things like that. It really makes it stand out.
I do think it makes a difference. And I also think for my parents, it makes them feel like we're putting a lot of effort into their children. And we really, as a team, work hard to have very smart concepts and ideas to make it more interesting.
And it almost takes over. It doesn't, negate good choreography.
No.
But it is almost just as important as the choreography and the technique and all of that. It stands out on its own.
Exactly.
It's a whole different part of it.
Yeah, I think so anyway. I wanted to talk about our 4 and unders. We have a 4 and under troupe.
Okay. So cute.
They're very clever, actually. So last year was the first time we did the 4 and under troupe. And I came up with the concept because they were doing a beach theme and in these cute little beach outfits. And so we made towels, and on the towels we put their name on the towel.
Oh,
So that way we put the towels down on the stage and they stay in the one spot in 4s. We're not going to run them around.
Yes.
But it meant that they knew exactly where to run to because their name they can recognize at that age.
Yep.
So then we've done that again this year. They're mermaids, and we've got a shell that we got from Temu that are gorgeous. It's something you're meant to stick up on their wall, like, like with their name on it. Imagine it above their bed.
Oh, cute. Okay.
But we got them made for them to have same thing. It's
They
like
stand in front of it.
to stand in
almost.
front of.
So cute. And how special does that make them feel?
Oh,
How
100%.
special does it make the parents feel? I presume that they get to keep it afterwards
Correct.
as well.
Yep.
There's all of those things. It's just that going that extra mile, I guess.
think really important.
Yes.
Really
so
important.
cute. And I'm just thinking like the photos and all of that kind of stuff. Like, I saw the photos from our weekend at comps and they do a great job of taking like individual photos of the kids on the stage. But how much special is it if they have, the shell with their name on it, the towel with their name on it and their child standing in front of it, especially at 4s, at 6s, they share it more on socials. It tells more of a story. It makes them pumped about being part of your studio and that routine. And therefore everybody else also wants to be part of that studio and that routine.
Yep. Now, I know you're super passionate about preschool, as am I.
I am.
And so I wanted to talk about preschool choreography in a preschool concert. So I find, and I had a big chat to my staff about this at the last concert.
Yeah.
For a preschool ballet, for example, why are we doing plies and pointing our toes? And I said to them, why are we?
Okay.
Like, it's so not entertaining to an audience.
No. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm saying to them, like, you have to have cute moments. You have to have an awe moment in every routine.
Absolutely.
And you have to have a part that makes people laugh. That is so much more important than a plie. Like I said, who gives a fuck about a plie when they're 2 and 3? They just want them in the beautiful outfit looking cute.
Absolutely.
Thoughts?
Look, I
Shocked
have
to hear
always
you say that.
I'm shocked to hear you say who cares about the plie. I've got to be honest. Not about the awe moments and the funny moments. I was always about especially like, I didn't do as many ballets. I did more jazzes and taps, hip hops, even hip hops, like whatever at preschool. But I always wanted to have a laugh moment.
Yes.
Whether that was the little boy hugging the little girl, whether it was them shaking their butts to the back, bending over, doing the shocked face, like something along those lines. The other big thing, and I think I've told you this before, that I was really big on in preschool was I wanted to know the age of the parents and the songs had to appeal to the parents' age.
Yep.
It had to be a parent. So quite often, you talked before a little bit about Black Eyed Peas, right? I'm like, cool. So if all the parents are between the ages of 30 and 35 as average, what was in when they were 16, when they were 18, when they were at that, like, very much that age where you remember songs, you remember dancing on the nightclub floor, whatever that was, right? Dance floor. I want the songs to represent them. And I think that's so important because it's not about the kids. So that's why I always hated dancing to High Five, whatever, because that's for the kids. That's not for the parents. And the routine should be for the parents.
Yep.
So I think that's a really big thing. Same thing as that moment. That's for the parents.
Yes.
or the funny moment. It's for the
Yes.
audience. It's creating routines that people want to watch.
And routines that are memorable. Because even a 45-minute preschool concert, if it's just boring routine after boring routine, is like
Not-
burning your eyes out. It's awful. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. I can't think of anything worse than that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm.
Tell me, so we've talked props, we've talked costuming, we've talked choreography. You haven't told us about some of the big props you've got
Oh,
going on. Do you want to
God.
talk big props and like next level?
Yes, this year's the worst ever. And I never thought I'd say that. I mean, I drive a truck to every Eisteddfod
Yeah.
and have done for probably the last 15 years.
Mhm.
But this year we have Pete Evans has created this contemporary, which is unbelievable. It just got first overall at EBDSN and it got, no, actually our jazz got first overall at Carnival. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's a table that's 3 meters long, but it spins and the kids, as it's spinning, go underneath it,
Jump over it around.
jump over it. Yeah. If we put
Crazy.
this on socials, I'll send some footage of it. It is insane. Insane.
So what happens if it doesn't fit on the stage?
Yeah, we haven't had that. Well, actually,
Do you have to check the measurements before you go?
no.
'Cause
But
you've known
I
the
already
theatres.
I already know 2 comps we didn't enter the seniors in because we know it won't fit on that stage. So yeah, that's an issue.
Yes.
Also an issue is having to take that now to showcase nationals. We also have these platforms for a Lockie Thomas jazz that the kids jump off. Trent, one of our boys, jumped so high off it on the weekend that the whole audience gasped because it's 2 meters in the air.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's crazy. Then for their lyrical, we have
He's a crazy boy though.
insane. Then for their lyrical, we have a double bed that comes apart in the middle. And the first comp and this comp, actually, they didn't lock the wheels properly and BB fell through the middle, which is hilarious for me. So that's just senior props. Our props are so out of control this year. It's crazy, but I love it.
You love it.
I love
It's
it.
memorable.
It's memorable.
No one's going to forget that routine.
Our 8s jazz are doing Vogue. Now, I'm sure billions of people have done Vogue before.
Absolutely.
But we have 6 boxes on stage, those same boxes that we reuse for a lot of things. The kids have a little Vogue magazine.
Cute.
So we put one of our kids, Nor, who's just one of the tiniest, prettiest little things you've ever seen. She's the front cover of it. And then in the middle of the routine, she gets lifted up and we have like a massive core flute Vogue magazine that goes behind her as if she's like taking the photos on the
Cute.
just like it's just taking things to the next level and thinking about themes that are more fun for the kids. And then, you know, someone who has a magazine feels like that's really special. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you brainstorm these ideas with your team? Is it you coming up with them? Is it you all sitting around and going, how could we make this cuter? What could we do to up it? How could we like make it next level? How do you actually come up with all these ideas?
I think for the little ones, like we definitely, because it's a lot of my younger teachers. So we have 4, 5, 6s over at the one studio and I kind of go in between the 3 and help them, but they are younger teachers. So I probably facilitate that more. And But BB and I are already talking about idea. Like she's already got her idea for 6s next year. So we get excited about it.
Yeah.
I think for the older kids, because I don't choreograph those routines, it's about giving the choreographers complete freedom. And that's what I did with Stephen. I said to Stephen, I don't care what you do, but I will create it for you. And I now say that to the Petes of the world. Like he comes up with the most crazy concepts and I don't say no. And that's the thing. So last year he had a staircase with this mechanical device on it where the girl looked like she fell backwards, but it was actually like a mechanical leg. I don't know how to explain that to you. That sounds really random, but it was not random. It was very cool. It was like this moment where she looked like she was floating off the top of the stairs. But the same thing, like he's like, I've got this concept and idea, and I'm like, cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's just like it's allowing them that creativity that makes them then think of these
Push
cool
outside the
ideas
box.
and think differently and think bigger. But when they're restricted, they think small.
Okay. How do you, for studios listening, you know, how do they bring this to their concert? How do they embrace it? Maybe on a smaller scale, we can't all afford to have a mechanical leg that comes out the top of a routine, right?
Yep.
But how do we think, outside the box about creating memorable moments inside our shows and our concerts, whatever that is?
I think the themes is great. I
Mhm.
think doing the small boxes and even a staircase and like a normal
Something you
staircase.
can reuse a lot.
Right. So those props, I'm not joking. We would have had those for 15 years
Yep.
now. They're painted black
Yep.
and we have different size boxes. We have those little cubes. We have a staircase. So those can get reused over and over and over.
Mhm.
And I think having that basic stuff and then just changing the core flute on the
That's
front
so clever.
is
I've never
so
thought
simple.
about that. Yeah, just changing that core flute. So easy.
Yep. And it works with anything. Like,
Mm.
remember the year we did the crayons and we had the
Yes.
crayon box on the core flute and then we
Yep.
dressed them as the little crayons? Like, just simple things like that,
Mm.
I think just take things to the next level and make it more interesting for the audience.
And, I'm just thinking this out loud because some people might not even think about this, but like how easy it is these days to jump on Canva and get, an image of the fire engine, the
Yep,
crayon box.
Exactly where we got it from.
Yep. I'm sure you just created a Canva
Yep.
thing, which took 2.5 seconds to
Yep.
look through, which was the cute Canva one.
Mhm.
Send it to Easy Signs. They
Mhm.
they deliver it to your house for $150 within 2 business days or whatever.
Mhm.
You chuck some, what do you have, like Velcro on the back of them?
Yeah, so you can get
Mm.
Velcro that's sticky.
Yeah, that's
And so
sticky Velcro. And you
Sticky
just-
Velcro.
Yep.
So you just stick it on the back, and all of our boxes already have the other Velcro
Right.
on them in a cross.
Perfect.
And so then we just stick it on.
So easy.
So easy. That's so
Canva,
effective.
Easy Signs, Velcro, good to go.
Literally. And I think as well, just trying to think about what will entertain the audience and what will make the audience relate to that piece and make it interesting, and talking to your staff about that rather than it just being routine after routine after
Yes.
routine, because that's so boring to watch.
Yes. I really like that idea, creating for the audience.
Yes.
Not creating for yourself as much even. Like,
Exactly.
we've talked about that in terms of social media advertising. Don't put things on social media that you want to see.
Mm.
Aim it to your audience, the same
Mm.
as choreography.
Mm.
I love these tips. Thank you so much for sharing them with us.
That was fun. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you next week on the Dance Principles United podcast. Thanks, friends. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dance Principles United podcast. If you'd love to learn more from us, we have a special offer just for our podcast listeners. Go to the link in the show notes right now to get 2 weeks free in Dance Principles United Tribe. We would love to see you there.